Okay, welcome back again to some 0K action. It's going to be 1 versus 1 on the Aquatic Divide revised map, and yeah, it's not such a bad little map. Just get into the game itself. There we go. So yes, it's going to be Perfo versus myself, Lightman. Lightman myself at the bottom right, Perfo at the top left. If I remember correctly, we're going to go with rather different factory starts as well. Perfo is going to go for walking around apparently, and then going for cloakies, and as myself actually going to go for light vehicles. Of course, light vehicles will have the advantage in terms of mobility, but keep in mind this map does have choke points, and yeah, vehicles cannot actually get up these slopes either, so there we go. This is the metal and such on the map, so yeah, do have quite a bit of reclaim actually. All of it seems to be accessible except for this one here to vehicles, and maybe this one here as well. This, of course, is not accessible to either cloakies or vehicles. And they've got a couple of tracer energy and all that, so, well, there we go. It's a sort of map where, yeah, quite a few factory types can certainly work on it, with the exception of maybe spiders, unless if maybe they make really good use of these cliffs somehow. Doesn't seem too likely. So, okay, yeah, just good luck, have fun there. There you go, there's that. My darts are going to come in, they're going to spot my opponent, and they should be, yep, they're going to spot the factory as well. And, well, pretty much see everything really, except maybe for this rear mix. But I'm not really sure how exactly you meant to, how you actually use view history, because as you can see, we just, yeah, you can see, yeah, so that it updates the line of sight, but view history is apparently some other hotkey, because it doesn't actually show like view history. Like if you see a building and then your unit goes out of view of that building, then it'll show like a ghostly representation of that building as the view history. And when you're playing the game, you can apparently show the same thing for specific players in viewing the replay, but I'm not really sure how to do it myself. Of course, I've been told that the hotkey is L for line of sight, but that doesn't actually explain how to use the view history, or whatever it's called. I'm sure there's some clever name for it that the developers gave us. But in any case, focusing on the game itself, God, talk about going off tangents. It seems to be something I really do quite a bit. But anyway, yeah, we do have an attempted harassment, Perfo doing a counter harassment, or it could just be an actual scout. 2 glaives, I mean, 1 glaive is a scout, 2 of them is a little bit more of a harassment. He didn't do any damage in either case. Actually, no, did he? Oh, I think he might have taken out a radar tower. Didn't actually notice. I mean, another one is up anyway. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, they're the shards of the previous one there. Tried to do another attack. He did a surprising amount of damage to one of the Scorchers, but thankfully he's still alive. And yeah, there we go, just starting to build up some defenses. So, interesting thing to note about this map is that, yeah, basically these home points on both sides are 2 metal each, and oh, this one's a free metal apparently. This one's also, no, this one's just 2, this one's free. Yeah, well, these ones here, these are more risky metal points, are all 1 metal each, which is a bit strange. Usually you have mid points being much more worthwhile in terms of metal than home points, but no, not in this case, which actually means that you're not going to do that badly actually if you cede a bit of map control to your opponents. I mean, they'll still, you know, have map, you know, still have more of the map if you cede control to them, and they'll still have slightly more resources from the metal there, but it won't be as big of an advantage as you'd think it would be actually, or even as the opponent would think it would be. In fact, I've actually had a few cases on this map where I was playing a team game and I was actually all too willing to resign simply because opponents had the middle and I think many of the outer points, but we had the home points here. And what actually happened quite a bit of the time was that thankfully my ally didn't accept the resignation, because it was a team resignation, something that many other games could do with actually. And yeah, we went on to win the match actually, and that actually happened a few times. Yeah, at least twice that happened, where the resignation was way too premature, and yeah, bizarre. Well, hopefully it's not going to be a third time. We'll see what happens though. In any case, yeah, another attempted attack by my opponent. He does Managed to kill off a few of my units, but really he's mostly just donating metal. Now I just have to actually get something out to salvage from that. And I'm actually going to do that. Got the Necron Lord out, and nobody's just going to be building up. And nope, no builders or anything like that. I do have... oh, actually, no, never mind. The Mason is going to... oh no, he's just going to... he's just getting rid of that rock so he can place down the mechs by the looks of things. Oh well. Because yeah, I definitely do have quite a bit of reclaim to work with, and so does my opponent actually. In fact, he's going for a bit of a different route. He's actually going for caretakers, presumably to just to salvage, because really this... well, no, it's not in a particularly good spot really for forward repair. Okay, I suppose it's better than having them walk all the way back there, but I don't know. It's a bit of an interesting spot to put a caretaker nonetheless. We'll see what he'll actually do with that. He's actually... oh, okay, so he might actually just be using that to build up a bit of infrastructure. Defensive infrastructure around him. God. Voice going all over the place. Like that. Defensive. God. Okay, I didn't quite say it like that, but anyway. And yeah, a couple of rockers now coming in. Interesting, he seems to like sending out single types of units, which doesn't work out too well as you can see. He's finally mixing things up a bit now. He's got a single warrior, single Zeus, single glaive, and a whole bunch of rockos, which, yeah, I mean, as long as he controls them pretty well, he should be alright. I mean, I do have a couple of slashers. This one's facing the wrong direction. They'll be a bit of a pain in the ass to deal with. Not really sure how well they'll fare versus rockos. I mean, slashers do cost a bit more, so well, in any case we'll find out right now actually. So the game is afoot, and yeah, that warrior definitely can take a bit of damage from these slashers, that's for sure. And but yeah, the leveler of all things is actually coming in. He's actually doing a great job blasting the crap out of these rockos, but unfortunately Zeus comes in, stun, locks him, and destroys him utterly. And this, yeah, this Scorcher's not really going to be able to do too much. Although, no, he did actually, well, almost took out a Rocco, but that's about it really. So, yeah, definitely has got me on the run there. And yeah, he's actually going to be building up defenses in the meantime, rather than building mexes or, you know, reclaiming or anything like that. Interesting strategy, to say least. This guy's probably going to die too. Where is he actually waypointed to? Well, somewhere around there, but nope, now he's actually just going to be sent over here, finally, to do some reclaiming about the first... well, okay, now the caretaker's automatically reclaiming, so the second unit slash building to actually reclaim in the entire match definitely could have happened a bit earlier, since we're already 7 minutes in, and apparently the FPS is incredible, over 100 actually, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Too bad for YouTube, it's going to be recorded at 30 frames a second, and same for the stream as well. But anyway, but in any case, there we go. Good job, single slasher. He's actually made cost, getting a single stripe thingy there. Very nicely done indeed. And Perfo being, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that was a bit premature, that retreat. I mean, that was only against a single slasher, for God's sake. And in fact, this thing's a jumpy commander, recon commander. You know what I mean. Have a machine gun, not the greatest range. High power servos, he'll be able to move around a bit faster though. So really, he could have just jumped in and taken out that slasher. Although he might have actually, yeah, he might have been afraid that there was something much more significant behind the slasher itself. And well, I do have a couple of dominatrices coming out to presumably hard counter the warriors and the Zeuses. But really, he could have jumped in, could have just jumped straight on top of the slasher, taken it out with the machine gun, and bam, Bob's your uncle. But well, there you go. Slasher's just continuing to plug away at the commander, and needs to get out of there though. Wow, just barely in the nick of time. Another couple of seconds and he would have been down for the count, but nope. In fact, actually, I think I might be using him as a bit of bait. Yeah, sort of leading these warriors away, and actually the Rocco is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass versus Dominatrixes. Although, yeah, only briefly though. And yeah, oh God, 90... okay, I'm pretty sure it was at 90, now it's rapidly going down, the capture rate. These guys should be able to catch up pretty quick to them, but nope, he's just going to retreat them, basically. Oh, actually, no, oh, very nice, using the hill as cover. Oh, I thought he was actually going to try to jump in with his commander and try to take out the Dominatrices. I mean, granted, they can... I think they can kite... yeah, they should be able to kite him, especially the fact that he's only got a machine gun. Still, he does have a bit of health. They should have been able to... well, actually, no, maybe not. There's 3 dominatrices. Ah, God. Had a couple of heavy meals today, so yeah. And there we go, finally he's actually going to jump in, and not going to be able to capture him though. Although it is going up though, the capture thing is going up. He did take out one Dominatrix, and oh, you've got to be kidding me. Wow, okay. I actually did manage to capture his commander, I think. I think I briefly captured him and then he got taken out by his own forces. Well, that's one way to take out the commander, that's for sure. Oh, very nice, very nice. This level is a heroic one as well. Wow, and just like that, yeah, I should be able to definitely turn things in my favour. Because at the moment, yeah, it's actually, what is the army value like? Yeah, definitely in my favour, that's for sure. Although Perfo definitely not out. He's definitely not out. He's going to have a hell of a time though. He's building up plentiful amounts of defences, so if he goes with something like hammers, he definitely will have some defences to hide behind. Yeah, maybe if you put a couple of hammers there to hammer at my defences. Oh, sucks to be him. Yes, to hammer at my defences and such. Actually, it doesn't really matter that much though. This is just the outer stuff, which is not worth much metal anyway. Although, this... Actually, if I could just... well, actually, we'll focus on the battle itself, and then we'll have a look at how much reclaim there's actually going to be, because it looks like this battle here is actually going to be adding a bit of reclaim there, but there we go. Got the leveler coming, trying to do a bit of damage, unfortunately, yeah, Nizias is just going to help stun it, take it out. I do actually have an Impaler of all things coming in, just to do a bit of a super long-range bombardment. This guy is going to reclaim everything, and the amount of metal we got here is... 1650 from what I can see. God, that text is kind of hard to read against the background there. And 249 energy. We'll just expand that a bit more. And we got, for God's sake, 3,000 something, 3,100 metal, I think. So yeah, definitely a very significant metal field there, to say the least. And I got ourselves a free warrior as well. It's always good to have. Sneak attack by these glaives being attempted. Actually, this level are close to death. Not going to make much of a difference, so I'm still going to take him out fine and dandy. Although this one is near death though. He still hasn't made cost, but I suppose together they've probably made cost for at least one leveler, maybe. Amount of stuff they took out there, so kudos to them. I don't know why I'm still sending him forward. He's definitely not going to earn his stripes. Oh no, what do you know? He actually did make cost there. Just before he gets taken out, so there we go. He did his duty, stood his ground and all that. Why is this guy so close, actually? Don't know. Well, in any case, yeah, my counterattack fails miserably, so I don't know what the hell I was thinking of that. Oh, actually, that's right, the Gorse turret has got pretty good range on it, actually. It's a bit like the Gorse weapon in Stalker Misery, actually, which I obtained in my latest video, or other video that I just did before this one. Although, yeah, it depends, yeah, actually, might be a bit out of sequence, because, yeah, I might actually release that video possibly after this video. We'll see what happens though, but anyway. Temporal worries aside, yeah, we do have a couple of attacks happening here and there. I'm just doing a bit of harassment to my slasher of all things, but real thing to worry about for me is going to be this attack by Perfo. His army is greatly outnumbered by my own army, but he can do a bit of damage to my infrastructure though. Yeah, definitely do have to watch out. But yeah, his attacks, they've just been going pretty badly, to say the least, and yeah, he's just been sending his raiders, his glaives out to their doom, and yeah. And then all these slow units basically can just get picked off by, well, to an extent the slashers can do a bit of damage to them, but yeah, the Dominatrix is definitely doing a great job capturing these slow pokes of Perfo. But yeah, actually what he should actually be doing as well is, should be going for a couple of sniper units just to take out these Dominatrixes, can take them out in one shot. High value targets to take out there, and what do you know, just as I say that, he is building a grand total of one sharpshooter, but if he can target the right stuff, as in the Dominatrixes, then yeah, definitely will give him quite a leg up. But really, he's yeah, he's just losing quite a bit of infrastructure everywhere. His defenses are down. He actually should be, oh, he's actually going to be rebuilding a caretaker rather than directly salvaging. Well, there you go, there's that. I mean, my build is still Oh, he's no longer salvaging. Okay, well, is anything salvaging? Oh, I've got 2 builders. Where is this other one? Oh, there he is. And there we go, I got to switch as well to planes, and this guy's no longer salvaging. He should be though, I should have at least 1 salvager around, going around actually, because there still has quite a bit remaining. Nothing has gone to either a corner to plop down a geothermal plant either, a bit of a mistake. I mean, yeah, actually I could have done that. That would have been a good idea probably. But in any case, no, instead going for an air switch to probably to finish off my opponent, and yep, on repeat build for Ravens. So yeah, most likely just going to go for a straight bomb of either his factory or his economy. We'll see what happens though. We do still have a sharpshooter for Perfo, but really at this point he is greatly outnumbered by my army. Granted, part of it is in my commander, and he's level 2, so he does have the radar jammer and the Lazarus device, which is not really going to any use. It's not really actually resurrecting anything, but anyway. He might though, actually, if the sharpshooter actually does something, and he revealed himself and took out a radar tower. And yep, there we go. Not bad reaction time by myself there. Going to get these guys out of there as quickly as possible, just barely in the nick of time getting the impalers out of there. They can also get one shot by the sharpshooter as well. Also getting dominatrices out there, very nicely done. A couple of levelers in the field of fire, but apparently the sharpshooter missed them. I think he's only aiming at radar dots. He doesn't actually have a direct line of sight, so yeah, he's going to miss a few times, thank God for that. But yeah, here comes another attack by him, and he actually is going to be doing a bit of damage. Where are my dominatrices? Actually, there we go. Really need to get him to move up here, actually. So he's just, yeah, poking a little bit here and there, taking out a couple of slashes and all that. I did get a 1 dominatrix getting blown up. Its remains just getting thrown around randomly. Very nicely done, and yeah. He's also at the same time going for an attack on the left, and yeah, the Stinger actually functioned a bit like a riot unit there for a second, because it just had the continuous laser beam and all the glaives just ran into that. So yeah, a bit of bad positioning by my opponents there, although yeah, you shouldn't be sending in things single file the vast majority of the time, especially in a case like that. Although that was just a bit of an unfortunate attack angle as well, but really I had the leveler as well to mop them up anyway, and the Stardust, which was well, which is almost ready actually. So we'll see what happens though. We do start that sharpshooter to contend with. It's only 1 though, but if he can get the right targets, as in the impalers and the dominatrices, then they definitely can make this thing work. But at the moment he's just going for them, yeah, just having to contend himself with the lower level stuff. Because as you can see, yeah, he can barely reach across this little lake that we have in the middle there. And here we go, here come my bombers. And just sending them towards the top left. We'll have to keep a close eye on what they're going to target. Let's get a nice little view of that. Nice little wireframe thing in the background there. Very nicely done indeed. And what do you know, going straight for the factory. Why not? Should have gone for the caretaker as well, actually. Should have split up the targeting actually between them. But well, there you go. The factory's down nonetheless. So that's something. Something else randomly dying to the sharpshooter. It still hasn't made cost though, so it's just being annoying at the moment. And even if it does make cost, the army values are just ridiculous. In fact, I could just... Well, actually no, the thing is though, yeah, I don't really have too much in terms of a direct attack army, so... Yeah, I can't really waltz... Actually, I might be able to waltz in there though. His defenses aren't that great. It's just that I don't really have too much to actually waltz in when it comes to direct attack units. And looks like really I'm just rectifying that with bombers rather than just going with more ground units. So yeah, pretty sensible to make a switch like that. And really, Perfo, he should be surrendering really. His factory's dead. He must know that there's a massive disparity in terms of army value, surely. But nope, he's a little trooper. He's gonna keep on going. Well, good for him. It'd be fun if he actually turns this around, but you can probably guess what's going to happen actually. I have to admit though, he definitely is... you have to admire his moxie, at the very least. He's got no shortage of that. It's just that, and I have to admit, you got on him actually for being aggressive as well, actually. I mean, there's quite a few players around his elo who would be quite a bit passive. But no, he was pretty aggressive, but his attacks, he just, yeah, he threw away too many of his raiders, and, yeah, he just... let vehicle mobility basically get the better of him as well. But in any case, as you can see, I'm counteracting his sniper by building craploads of empty wireframes basically, and yeah, so he's just going to go after that. He's just going to see them as radar dots anyway. He's probably going to be a bit suspicious though of all these radar dots suddenly appearing, but there you go. Bomber's going after various targets. I believe he was building a factory which is no longer there. His Aegis is still alive though, only just, but still there. There's GG, and there we go. Got the capture award, funnily enough, as well as the good old CA award. So there you go. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Yeah, nice little match on this map. Very picturesque map as well. Good water. It's got it all. So I shall see you all next time.